Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. Last week we talked about sitting posture, different type of sitting posture, right? Normally, the Buddha just mentioned to sit down with the crossed leg. That's all, So you can choose any type of posture. So that is suitable for you. So now we'll talk about where to place our mindfulness. So when we are practicing breathing meditation, where to keep our mind. I think that's important. That's important. In Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha just simply, Primukhan Sate Upattabetawa. Having set up mindfulness in front of him. So when we are practicing breathing meditation, so this is a translated by Bhikkhu Bodhi. According to this translation, so we have to keep our mindfulness at the front, anywhere here, anywhere, right? In front of you, so that you notice in breath and out breath. So this is a translation of Myanmar Pirika Association. Set up mindfulness, orienting mindfulness toward the object of concentration. So this is a translation of Myanmar Pirika Association. Normally, Myanmar Pali scholar, they trying to follow commentaries. Normally commentaries. Set up mindfulness, oriented it toward the object of concentration. So that means when you are practicing breathing meditation, your breath is meditation object. So your mindfulness must be there, right? So when you are breathing in, so your mindfulness must be there toward your meditation object. You are in breath and out breath, right? According to this. Another one, actually I prefer the last one, Sayadaw Usilananda. Direct his mindfulness to the object of his meditation. So that will be clearer, right? That will be clearer. Direct his mindfulness to the object of meditation. Sometimes some people may practice element meditation, So the element in your body, heat sensation, cold sensation, and also cohesion, movement in your body, temperature in your body, like that. So all these are meditation objects. So we have to direct our mindfulness to the object of meditation, right? So this is a translation of what the Buddha taught in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Generally, according to Bhikkhu Bodhi, keep your mindfulness here at the front, at the front. Is a general, right? But here, according to Sayadaw Usilananda, so we have to keep our mindfulness toward breathing, right? Toward breathing. So here, according to Vibhanga Pali. Normally we follow this method, Vibhanga Pali. So Vibhanga is one of the Abhidhamma texts. So according to Vibhanga Pali text, this mindfulness is set up. Where is set up? Number one, at the tip of your nose. At the tip of your nose. So Vibhanga text mention exact place where to keep our mind or where to keep our mindfulness. At the tip of the nose. So we can choose one of the nostrils where contact of our breath is clear and both clear, or both nostrils. Sometimes the air will touch in one nostril, right? Sometimes both. So wherever, keep your mindfulness or keep your mind at the tip of your nose. The second one is at the center of upper lip. Center of upper lip, here. Right? Is the center of upper lip. So when you keep your mind at the center of upper lip, you will clearly notice, right? In breath and out breath clearly. But at the beginning, may not be clear, right? So when you do it again and again, it will be clearer. Normally, it is like a security guard at the gate, right? At the gate. So security guard normally standing near the gate and not going anywhere. He will notice people who are going out and going in, right? Going out and going in. Because he is standing at the gate. People normally use that gate, right? Similarly, our in-breath and out-breath will be here, right? Coming out from our nose. So therefore, we keep our mind at the tip of our nose and at the upper lip. I think this is a clearer, right? Clearer. Okay. So mindfulness, according to Satipatthana Sutta. So I'm copied from Bhikkhu Bodhi writing. So the word sati originally meant memory, but in the present context, in Satipatthana Sutta, it's signifying recollection of the present. So here, the present, the word is the present, is sustained awareness of what is happening to us and within us on each occasion of our experience. So here, the present moment we are doing in breath and out breath, breathing, right? Breathing. So by keeping our mind at the tip of our nose or the center of upper lip, then we notice in breath and out breath. So our mind is at the present moment. We are not thinking anything, right? We are at the present moment. We are at the present moment. Last week I talked about two types of sati, right? One is recollection. It's similar to memory, right? We have a memory about our past. We have a memory about our this morning, yesterday, like that, right? That's also sati. This is the original meaning. But in Satipatthana Sutta, sati means keeping our mind in the present moment and awareness of what is happening right now. Every experience in our body, in our mind, right? Especially when we are practicing breathing meditation. At the first stage, so we are we just pay attention to our breathing, right? So the present moment. That's mindfulness according to Satipatthana Sutta. Mindfulness of the body, feeling, mind, and the phenomena, right? 4 things. Okay. We'll study one by one. So here is one argument. People in the West normally, so they interpret sati as a non-judgmental awareness or bare attention. Normally, so when you listen to meditators or meditation master from the West, even some meditation master in the East, especially who are influenced by Western writings, the writing of Westerners. See, they quite often use the word non-judgmental awareness, bare attention. So, it is truth in the case of samatha. So when you are practicing samatha meditation or serenity meditation, it is correct. It's correct. It is not 100% correct in the case of vipassana meditation. Later I will explain a little bit. Because non-judgment means the moment we are paying attention to our in-breath and out-breath, no judgment, just aware in-breath and out-breath, right? Non-judgment. I think they want to see like this, right? Non-judgment. No judgment whether, how to say, you have a good in-breath and out, or bad in-breath, good or bad breathing, like that, right? No judgment. And bare attention. Even samatha meditation is not 100% correct, right? So later you will learn, when we are breathing in long, we have to know we are breathing in long. When we are breathing in short, we are breathing in short, right? It's not just bare awareness, right? A kind of understanding, a kind of noting, right? Not just bare awareness. But in the case of vipassana, it needs a lot of wisdom or understanding. We need a lot of wisdom, right? Knowing about impermanent nature, and suffering nature, and non-self nature, right? So in the case of vipassana meditation, we need a lot of judgment. We need a lot of analysis, right? So therefore, not just non-judgmental awareness. So that's the one thing to take note. Okay, up to now, any question? No question. Okay. So here, I want to quote one sutta from Majjhima Nikaya, Danda Bhumi Sutta. So in that sutta, the Buddha talk about the nature of meditation, why we are doing that. Giving a simile of a white elephant. So I will quote the sutta directly. The Buddha said that just as Akivesana is the name of a wanderer. So the Buddha is talking to him. Just as Akivesana, the elephant tamer plant a large post in the earth. So here I highlight a large post. That's very important. That's similar to our breathing, When we are practicing breathing meditation, our in-breath and out-breath is similar to a large post. Must be very strong, right? Very strong. In the art, and by the forest elephant. So here, forest elephant similar to our mind. Our mind. Our mind. So we need to bind our mind to the in-breath and out-breath. Breathe in. You know? A large pose in the art and bind the forest elephant to it. Bind the neck in order to subdue his forest habits, to subdue his forest memories and forest intentions, to subdue his distress, fatigue, and fever over leaving the forest. So normally, why elephant live in the forest? Very free for him, right? Very free for him. But right now, the people will bind the elephant to a large post. The reason is to subdue his forest habit, forest memory, forest intentions. And to subdue distress, fatigue, and fever over leaving the forest. Because he liked forest. Forest is very free, right? But right now, in the town. So he was controlled with a very strong rope. To get him to take delight in the town and to inculcate in him habits congenial to human beings. To get him to take delight in the town. Actually, town is better, of course. So town here is meditative bliss, the bliss of meditation. So these four foundations of mindfulness. So here, the Buddha gave the simile of a large post to four foundations of mindfulness. Four foundations of mindfulness. These four foundations of mindfulness are the bindings for the mind of the noble disciple. So here, a large post is, giving an example of four foundations of mindfulness. So we have to bind our mind to the body. Body here me, breathing. Our feeling, our mind, our mental and physical phenomena, right? So these four are a very strong object of our mind. So we have to bind our mind to these four objects, right? In order to subdue his habit based on the household life, to subdue his memory, intentions based on household life, to subdue his distress, fatigue, and fever based on the household life, in order that he may attain the true way and realize Nibbana. Realize Nibbana. Normally, our mind enjoy seeing the good things, right? And listening to the beautiful songs. And also eating a good food, smelling a good smell, right? And having a good touch with our body. So our mind, normally our mind is normally functioning, engaging, with what we see, what we hear, what we are eating, a lot of thinking, right? Normally, this is our normal habit, normal mind. Just like an elephant stay in the forest, right? Very free. So when you are enjoying sensual pleasures, your mind is very happy, very free, right? But the moment you bind your mind to meditation object, four meditation object, body, feeling, mind, phenomena. So normally, your mind cannot take it, right? The mind just go back to sensual pleasures. Even though you are sit down in the shrine hall, you are thinking about your family, your food, right? Your holiday trip, like that. Just like a white elephant, White elephant, remember, his forest habit, forest memory. But right now, the white elephant is bound in a large post, right? Not free. But later, white elephant become tame, He's very adjusted to the people and the places in the town, right? Similarly, when we are practicing meditation by using 4 meditation objects, body, feeling, mind, phenomena, and ultimately we will attain the true way. True way means we will attain the path and the fruition and nibbana. So when you attain Magga, Phala, and Nibbana, then you enjoy. So you no longer remember sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasures are not important for you. So you are eating because it is necessary. You are wearing clothes because it is necessary. So all these sensual pleasures are not important for you the moment you attain the true way and realize Nibbana, right? So that is a beautiful simile given by the Buddha. And I think some of you may know there is one beautiful simile in Zen Buddhism, simile of wine, buffalo, the same thing, but a different presentation. And also in Visuddhimagga also mentioned by using a young calf, young calf. So actually, the main thing is our mind normally wander, enjoying sensual pleasures. That's a normal field, right? Just like a forest. So the moment we practice meditation, then our mind cannot take it, Just want to go back to sensual pleasures, right? Okay, any question? Okay, no question. I think I want to talk about the Noble Eightfold Path a little bit because so here we have a new phases, newcomers who are new to meditation. So the moment we are talking, when I explain about the Noble Eightfold Path, so you may not understand what I see, right? So therefore, today I want to, before I talk about breathing meditation in details, so I want to explain the Noble Eightfold Path in brief. So number 1 is a right view. Number 2, right intention. So these are called wisdom, panya. So right view and right intention are counted as a wisdom. But here, right view is having a right view about the reality. So according to the Suttas, the Four Noble Truths. So to make right view here is the Four Noble Truths. Number 1, suffering. So you must understand what is suffering. Number 2, the cause of suffering, craving. And cessation of suffering, nibbana, and the way that leads to cessation of suffering, the Noble Eightfold Path. So here, so before you meditate, you should know why we are doing that, right? So we must know we have a problem in our life. Mental problem, physical problem, right? That's the suffering. And then the cause. The cause is craving, right? Craving. Then because of that craving, we have been a lot of mental and physical suffering. So to remove our craving, so we need to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. This one, right? The Noble Eightfold Path. So when you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, you can remove different level of suffering. For example, if you keep 5 precepts, you are practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. We call it right speech and right action. Right speech and right action. So when you're practicing the 5 precepts, you are practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. Because of that, you can reduce a lot of mental problem in your life. I will give you one example. Drinking alcohol. So if you do not drink, if you stop drinking, you can reduce a lot of problem in your life, right? By drinking, you will encounter a lot of mental suffering, physical suffering. But the moment you drink, you do not know, right? Not knowing the consequences of drinking. We call it avijja, delusion, right? Moha. The later you begin to know drinking is not good, you're trying to abstain from it, right? Then after that, you can reduce a lot of problem in your life, right? Not drinking alcohol, not drinking any drug, practicing the Noble Eightfold Path, right? We have a different level, different level. Then you can try to increase your morality, a precept. You can reduce a lot of unnecessary problem in your life, right? By observing a precept. Then later, you want to become a Buddhist monk, because you think that by becoming a Buddhist monk, you can devote all your time for learning, for practicing. Then you can reduce more suffering in your life, right? With a different level, right? Different level. So, in that way, removing all suffering in your life is called dukkha nidora. Cessation of suffering, right? Cessation of suffering, dukkha nidora. So, knowing the Four Noble Truths, in other words, knowing the cause and effect, right? The cause, and because of it that happened. Cause and effect. It's called right view. It's called right view. So if you have a right view, you will have a right intention. Right intention. So we have a 3 types of intention. Number 1, renunciation. So because of right view, you understand that, you learn that drinking is not good. That's a right view. Because of that, you have an intention to let go, to renounce drinking alcohol. Right? That's a renunciation. It's not really easy, right? Not really easy. Renouncing alcohol, renouncing your bad habit, right? So these are called renunciation. In other words, letting go, right? Number 1. In other words, so that is called removing your lobha. So we also have a different level of lobha, right? Different level of greed in our mind. So to observe 5 precepts, so you need to reduce a lot of lobha, right? Like stealing. So normally, if your lobha is very strong, you were trying to steal the property of other people, right? The property of other people. So you are breaking morality because of lobha, right? Because of lobha. So if you can reduce such lobha, you will not steal the property of other people. You will not take what is not given, right? So in that way, you're trying to renounce your lobha. You're trying to let go your lobha, right? It's a different level. So this is one intention. Another one is a non-awe. Non-awe. So non-awe here is a loving kindness. Loving kindness. So if you have a loving kindness in your mind, what you say, what you do will be full of loving kindness. People will like it, right? People will like it. Number 3, non-harming. So you don't have any desire, you don't have any intention to harm other people. Not only physical harming, verbally harming, right? Mentally harming to other people. So that's called right intention. Number 1, renunciation. So we need to renounce, step by step, right? Step by step. So then number 2, practicing loving kindness. Number 3, non-harming is a compassion. Compassion. So here, if you have a right view, you don't have delusion in your mind. You don't have a moha in your mind. Because of not having moha in your mind, you can practice renunciation, you can practice loving kindness, you can practice compassion. Right? Renunciation, loving kindness, compassion. These are the foundation to have right speech, right action, and right livelihood. So, if you have a compassion to your friends or to your parents, your relative, anyone. So you have a right speech, right action, and right livelihood, right? Suppose that you are engaging wrong mode of livelihood. Suppose you earn a lot of money by cheating other people. That's a wrong way of livelihood, right? So such type of cheating or lack of sympathy arises because of wrong intention in your mind. So those wrong intention arises because of wrong view. Cheating other people, not having any sympathy to other people is all right, right? So there's a wrong view and wrong intention. Because of that, you have a wrong way of livelihood, right? Sorry. So here, right view, lack of moha. Right intention, you don't have a lobha and dosa, right? So the first one, the first 3, right, is important. So the more you can reduce your lobha, your dosa, your moha, the more your speeches, action, livelihood will be better, right? Better. So here, what is right speech? So right speech, according to Pali Canon, is avoiding 4 unwholesome verbal actions, like a telling lie. Telling lie other people is harming other people, right? Not right. And what is it? Hard speech. Hard speech. So you are shouting other people and cursing other people, talking loudly like that. All these are wrong speech, right? So if you avoid, if you are telling mindfully and softly, politely, right? That will be right speech. Then another one is the slandering, slandering. So you try to divide people who are united, right? Sometimes we may do, with the intention of, how to say, getting profit, right? So two people are united. By dividing two people, then you will get profits, right? So nowadays, when you look at the current history, it's very clear, right? So two nations are united. But by dividing two nations, you will get a lot of profit, economic profit or social profit, like that, right? So such type of slandering or dividing people who are united. So if you avoid such type of division or slandering, so that will be right speech. So the last one is destructive speech. Destructive speech is if you are talking nonsense or gossip, and also if you are, normally I'm talking in a right way. If you are talking in ethical way, right? Like in the class, then the phone ring, then you are talking loudly, you are answering loudly. Then the whole class is distracted, right? That is how can I say, not ethical, right? Not ethical. So if you are talking in the class, if you're answering your phone call and talking loudly, you don't care anyone, right? That's called distracted speech, right? So there are so many things. So 4 unwholesome verbal actions that you need to avoid, right? So in that way, your speech will be right. So to have a right speech, it needs a lot of renunciation, a lot of compassion, loving kindness, right? A lot of right intention. And also, what is right action mean? If you avoid 3 unwholesome bodily actions, like a killing, number 1, killing. And number 2, stealing. Number 3, having sexual misconduct, right? Sexual misconduct. If you avoid these 3 things, so you'll be right action. I have already given the example, like stealing, right? So you are stealing the property of other people, right? Because of lobha, right? Because of lobha. And you are killing sentient being because of your dosa, right? Because you don't have loving kindness and compassion, right? So therefore, right speech, right action, right livelihood, based on right view and right intention. So therefore, Buddhism always talk about to control our lobha dosa moha, right? Lobha dosa moha. So then, these 3 are called morality, sila, morality. So if you have a right speech, right action, right livelihood, then you are moral. You have morality. You have sila, right? Sila. Then, because of right view and right intention, your affect also will be right. Right? Your mindfulness will be right. Your concentration will be right. So therefore, everything starts with the right view, right? You are coming and learn the meditation lessons. The reason is to have a right view about meditation. So if you can start with the right view in your meditation, then your effort will be right, your mindfulness, your concentration will be right. That's very important. Okay, here, right effort is very simple one. The effort to remove unwholesome action that you have already done. Number one. Number two, you control not to have unwholesome actions, unwholesome mind. Number three, you're trying to develop and cultivate wholesome mental quality. Number four, if you have a wholesome mental quality, you're trying to sustain it. You're trying to control it, right? Not to lose it. So that will be right effect. So here, right mindfulness. So we are going to learn, right? We're going to learn. So what is right mindfulness? Mindfulness based on your body, your feeling, your mind, your phenomena, right? That's where we right mindfulness. So this mindfulness also must based on right view and right intention. Otherwise, your mindfulness will be wrong. We also have a wrong mindfulness, right? I already explained that. So, suppose playing mahjong, I think everybody know, right? Normally, I don't know. I don't know exactly what is mahjong, but people always say mahjong. Playing card, right? Playing card. So the moment you're playing mahjong, your mind is fully concentrated. You have full of mindfulness, right? The moment you play. Without mindfulness, you cannot play, right? But that mindfulness, because of that mindfulness, you have lobha and dosa. Sometimes your greed increase, right? Sometimes you are, irritation, your anger increase. Because of that, such type of mindfulness, such type of concentration is not right. It's a wrong mindfulness, wrong concentration. In other words, wrong meditation. So here, when you practice your mind by using 4 foundations of mindfulness, you will have right concentration. So Pali Canon mentioned right concentration, 4 jhanas. So when we talk about maybe right concentration, I will touch on what are the jhana a little bit, because I will try to explain what are the jhanas. Okay, so these are the 4 noble truths. The 4 noble truths, the Noble Eightfold Path. So the Noble Eightfold Path. So when you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, the entire Noble Eightfold Path is right concentration, or 4 jhanas. 4 jhanas. So when you have 4 jhanas, or right concentration, what you will get? So here, right effect, right mindfulness, right concentration. So they are concentration. So we have a Sila Samadhi Panya, right? Sila Samadhi Panya. Okay. Right concentration, Samadhi, lead to right knowledge. Right knowledge. In Pali, we call it Samanyana, which is another name for enlightenment or awakening. Normally, people always say enlightenment, awakening. That is called right knowledge. So, right knowledge. What is right knowledge? Right knowledge is knowing as they really are. Knowing your mind, your body as they really are. The real nature of your mind and body. That's called right knowledge. So when you have a 4 jhana, then you emerge from 4 jhana, you practice vipassana meditation. You look at your mind, your body. Then ultimately you will know the nature of your mind and your body. The arises and passes away. Impermanent nature. Because of impermanent nature, suffering. It is suffering. Because of that, non-safe. So here, right knowledge hear me. In other words, right knowledge hear me, knowing impermanent nature of your mind and body. Suffering nature, non-safe nature of your mind and body. That's called right knowledge. Or enlightenment, or awakening. It's very simple. Sometimes English translation lead to misunderstand. So therefore, I normally use Bali together with the Pali, so that sometimes some people translate as the enlightenment, some translate as the awakening. So I think you may confuse, right, between two translations. Then when you have enlightenment, when you know the real nature of your mind and body, what will happen? And it will lead to right liberation. Right liberation. Samma vimoti. Right knowledge or enlightenment or awakening will lead to right liberation. Samma vimoti. Which is another name for Nibbana. Right liberation is another name for Nibbana. So here, right liberation means your mind will be liberated from suffering. Your mind will be liberated from suffering. So that will be right liberation. The moment you know impermanent nature of your body, so you are subject to old age, subject to death, subject to sickness, right? So this is the nature of your body. When you encounter with the old age, your hair, getting gray hair, right? Becoming gray hair. When somebody say that, Bandi, your hair, you have a lot of gray hair in your head. Nowadays, people always say, of course, between COVID, a lot of gray hair come out. So actually, that's the genetic, because my father, gray hair. Since I was 10 years old, I noticed I have a gray hair in my head. So now, because of old age, right? Old age, then more gray hair. When somebody say, Bandi, you have a lot of gray hair, I don't care, because I know that it is the nature of our body, right? The nature of our hair. So I accept it, right? Because of that, even though somebody say, I don't suffer, I don't suffer. That's very important. When somebody say that, oh, you look older and older, normally people suffer, right? Especially the lady, because they have attachment to their beauty, right? Here, attachment or craving to their beauty. Craving is the cause of our problem, our suffering. So therefore, the moment you know the real nature of your body, impermanent nature of your body, old age nature of your body, sickness nature of your body, death nature of your body, right? That's a reality. Then that's enlightenment. That's enlightenment. That's awakening. Because of that enlightenment, awakening, then your mind, even though people say that I can see a lot of old age nature in your body, in your face, a lot of wrinkle, right? Like that, gray hair. Then you don't suffer. Your mind is liberated from suffering, mental suffering. That's a right liberation. That will be right liberation. Here also we have wrong knowledge and wrong liberation. Wrong liberation. Then I will give you an example. Especially people who are unhappy, people who have a problem in your job, they drink alcohol, more alcohol, right? Normally alcoholic. Especially when the young people, right? So when they have a problem, relationship problem, they drink alcohol. They think that drinking alcohol is a kind of liberation from their problem. Of course, the moment they drink, they forget about their problem, right? That's a wrong way of liberation. Because of that, drinking alcohol, then added to that, drinking more, then ultimately it destroying the body and head and mental problem, right? So therefore, so we also have a wrong liberation, right? So the liberation based on lobha, dosa, moha is a wrong liberation, right? Wrong liberation. So a young man have a relationship problem because of that he drink alcohol. He doesn't like that situation, right? Dosa, right? Because of that he drink. So that is a wrong liberation. Okay, here I want to highlight the importance of right liberation. Right liberation is another name for Nibbana. Your mind will be liberated from suffering, especially mental suffering. So therefore, Nibbana, actually I always explain that. Nibbana means extinguishment of fire in our mind. What are the fire? Lobha, dosa, moha. Right? When you can reduce the amount of lobha, dosa, moha in our mind, we can extinguish a hot sensation in our mind. Right? We can reduce a lot of problem in our mind. So when you can extinguish all the fire, all the lobha, dosa, moha, then you attain 100% Nibbana. 100% Nibbana, right? So this is another way, another type of liberation, right? The mind will be liberated from mental problem. So here, the Buddha said that in some Sutta, for one of the right concentration, right knowledge originate. For one of the right knowledge, right liberation originate. Okay? Because of concentration, you have a right knowledge. Because of right knowledge or because of enlightenment, so you have a right liberation or you attain Nibbana. So, what is importance of right knowledge? So I got one sutta from Samdha Nikaya. So this is one of the well-known sutta. Normally, meditation master they quote this sutta quite often. Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who is concentrated understands things as they really are. So here, why we are trying to attain right concentration? The reason is to know the reality, right? Especially the real nature of your mind and body. Actually, knowing about your mind, your body is the greatest achievement in the world. As you know that people in the West normally, they're trying to look outside. They have a lot of knowledge, right? Of course, they are very beneficial for us. Because of their knowledge, then we can record our recording, our lessons, right? We can use microphone, they're very beneficial. Great achievement, of course. But knowing our mind, more important. As you know that nowadays there are a lot of fighting. People are key, Important people are key. The weapons are very modern, very precise. Physical knowledge, right? So those fightings arises because of mental problem, lobha moha, right? Lobha moha. So when you can reduce lobha moha, in other words, when we have a right concentration, we will have a right understanding, the real nature of your mind and body, right? So here, the Buddha said that, and what does he understand as they really are? As it really is. The Buddha said that he understands as it really is. This is suffering. So this is another level. This is we call it supramundane level. Supramundane level. Right view in earlier part is a understanding before you practice, right? Here is after right concentration, you have a right knowledge. What is the right knowledge? Four Noble Truths. You understand this is suffering, this is the origin of suffering, this is cessation of suffering, and this is the way leading to cessation of suffering. Here is another important one. I want to highlight important one. As you know that in the first sermon, the Buddha talked about Four Noble Truths, right? Four Noble Truths. So the Buddha highlight suffering, dukkha, right? So every noble truth, you have a suffering, the word suffering, right? The Buddha highlight suffering. We have a suffering in our life, right? Then because of the first noble truth, after hearing the first sermon, a group of 5 monks, so they became Sotapanna, right? Sotapanna. Then the Buddha continued to teach second sermon, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. In Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, the Buddha highlight not only suffering, dukkha, but also impermanence, non-self. So when you read second sermon, the Buddha start with the nature, right? Impermanent. Our 5 aggregate, form, feeling, perception, mental activities, and consciousness. In other words, 5 aggregate here mean mind and body, that's all, mind and body. Mind and body are impermanent, right? Because of that, they are suffering. Because of that, it is non-self. Non-self. So, normally I use knowing the reality or attaining enlightenment or attaining awakening, knowing the nature of your mind and body. What is the nature? What is the reality? Impermanence, suffering, and non-self, right? That's the reason why we are practicing meditation, especially vipassana meditation, right? Vipassana meditation. So here in this sutta, so the Buddha used, the Four Noble Truths model, right? The first sermon model. In some places, the Buddha used nature sutta, actually many other suttas, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. The Buddha used, we call it Tilakkhana, 3 characteristics of the world. I think some of you may have learned that, especially in the introduction to Buddhism course, right? I think many of you already learned that, 3 characteristics of the world, right? They are very important. They are very important. So you will understand three characteristics of the world because of vipassana, right? Because of right knowledge or enlightenment or awakening, whatever you call it, right? So when you have this knowledge, then you will have right liberation. Your mind will be liberated from any type of suffering in the world. Even though you have a physical problem in your body, diseases in your body, even though you have a relationship problem in your life, or family problem, job problem, anything. You may have a physical problem, but you don't have mental problem, right? That we call it parami, right? Parami. The Buddha. Here I want to maybe explain one important things. One important thing. I talk about it in Visati message. Visati message. Some people, non-Buddhists, they say that the Buddha already died. Buddha already died. So their God is still living. So the Buddha cannot overcome old age, death, right? Sickness. As you know that the Buddha also have a baggage, The Buddha sit down for a long time for teaching, then have a baggage. Then taught to Venerable Sariputta. Sariputta, I have a baggage. The Orient is still want to listen to the Dhamma. So you continue to teach on my behalf. Physical problem, right? The Buddha also have a diarrhea, right? I think many of you know that. The Buddha is not perfect physically. So we have to accept it. The Buddha already died. No more. Nowhere, Some people think that the Buddha may stay at the heaven, No. The Buddha is no more. Already died, The Buddha clearly mentioned in the Suttas as well. But the Buddha said that if I die, my teachings, my guidelines, especially Vinaya rules, Dhamma and Vinaya, will be your teacher. Right? The Buddha said in Mahaparinibbana Sutta. That's very important one. So among the three triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the most important thing is Dhamma. You may see that monks are corrupted. Buddhist nuns are corrupted. Don't worry. Look at the Dhamma. Dhamma is the most important. Because the Buddha said that in Mahaparinibbana Sutta. When I die, my Dhamma, my Vinaya rules will be your teacher. Right? So physically, the Buddha is not perfect. But mentally, the Buddha is perfect. 100% perfect. So you can see in the Pali Canon, in the Suttas, the Buddha never say, you care to separate my teaching. You have the right, you have a right to kill your enemy, like that. Never say. So in the teachings of the Buddha, there's no traces of encouraging killing, encouraging stealing, etc. Right? So when you look at the teachings of some religion, I'm not accusing, I think you know that. So there are a lot of teachings, a lot of saying. You can kill, or you can destroy the town, like that. A lot of passages. So that means what I want to say is, physically the Buddha is not perfect. We have to accept that. but mentally 100%, right? Because the Buddha no longer have loba, dosa, moha. You can become like the Buddha, right? You can become like the Buddha if you practice meditation. Okay, any question? Yeah. Please use microphone.
Good evening, Bante. Bante, I want to ask about the right effort. Because in meditation, right, we've been taught that unwholesome thought cannot be controlled. That we've been taught that if unwholesome thought is come out, we should just try not to control it. Because if we try to control the thought, right, it will fight back again and we will be struggle. So we've been taught that to just let it be and then be mindful of it. It may go on its own. But the right effort teach us that we try to stop the unwholesome thinking from arising and try to encourage the wholesome thought to coming out. So these two, I be confused. It seems like contradict to each other or different. Can you please?
Okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
I mean, the first statement is not taught by the Buddha, right? Taught by some meditation masters. Do not confront, do not control, right? They also correct in a way, in some way. So here, right effort here means you make an effort to remove your unwholesome deed, unwholesome thinking, unwholesome mind, right? Unwholesome mind. So removing unwholesome mind, actually, I think it needs some discussion because after we have done unwholesome thing in our life, right? Normally we think that we cannot redo, honestly. We cannot remove, right? We cannot remove. Suppose after you kill a person, normally you cannot make an effort to remove, right? Normally we think in that way. Normally it's not like that. Suppose we may have done awesome things in our life, and now we have to make sure that we are not doing that again. Number one. Number two, make sure that you don't have any remorse, any regret because of awesome deed, right? Not to have remorse or regret in your mind, right? Number two. And number three, to have a four sublime state. When you practice metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha, loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, equanimity, then your unwholesome deed will be removed. So here the Buddha gives is how to say them three guidelines. Number one, make sure that you're not doing that again. And number two, try not to have a regret because of that unwholesome deed. Number three, trying to practice more compassion, more loving kindness toward the one you committed, like that, right? In that way, you remove your unwholesome things. It's not how to say. Number two is to control your how to say, especially your senses, your eye, your ear, nose, tongue, the body, not to do unwholesome things, right? You make an effort to control your senses. So that means preventing, right? Preventing. That's the reason why we are staying in the meditation center, right? So by staying in meditation center, you control your five senses already, right? So there are a lot of conditions. So that means when you look at the second definition, controlling, right? Controlling your five senses. It's a kind of controlling our mind, right? Controlling our mind. The number 3 is making an effort to develop wholesome quality of the mind, wholesome mind. Then number 4, make an effort to sustain your wholesome quality, right? Wholesome quality of the mind. Let's see, by practicing breathing meditation, you have a concentration in your mind, trying to sustain that concentration, right? So when you look at 4 type of right effort, second one, to controlling our 5 senses, not to have unwholesome things. That's a kind of controlling, right? Controlling our mind. That's the reason why we close our eye when we meditate, right? And we do not pay attention to anything outside, right? So that's a kind of controlling. Some meditation master, of course, they say no need to control the mind, just let it be. This also not wrong, you know. In Myanmar, we have one meditation method, especially Mahasi meditation method. Normally, they focus on rising and falling of abdomen, right? Rising of abdomen and falling of abdomen. You keep your mind here, not in breath and out breath, right? So in that way, you trying to develop your mindfulness and concentration. Then, Mahasi Siaro also point out that when you hear a sound, normally the mind will go there, right? The mind will go there. Do not control your mind. Just take note. You hear the noise. Right? Then you have a physical pain in your body. The mind will go there. And just take note there is physical pain in your body. Do not control your mind to sustain rising and falling of abdomen. So in that way, in that sense, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. But in some meditation method, they don't allow. Whether you hear, a lot of sound outside, whether you have physical pain, don't worry. Just pay attention to in breath and out breath like that. Right. Okay, it's a good question. Any question? Okay, no question. Then now we talk about mindfulness of breathing. So we're studying in details because we start 40 meditation method with the mindfulness of breathing because it is a common meditation method, right? Most people, they follow breathing meditation. So when you understand breathing meditation, you understand the rest. So you understand the basic knowledge about meditation, Then based on that, it's easier to teach other meditation method. So in one sutta, the Buddha said that bhikkhus, concentration by mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati, anapana samadhi. Sometimes the Buddha use anapana samadhi or sometimes anapanasati. Concentration by mindfulness of breathing, when developed and cultivated, is of great fruit and benefit. Of great fruit and benefit. I'm 2 bhikkhus before my enlightenment, while I was still a bodhisattva, not yet fully enlightened, generally dwell in this dwelling. So that means even the Buddha became the Buddha. he usually practiced breathing meditation. Breathing meditation. I think many of you know that when the Buddha was very young, right? When the Buddha, Bodhisattva, Siddhartha, sitting under a tree, he practiced breathing meditation, right? Then he attained the first jhana, And also, before he attained enlightenment, or before he became the Buddha, so normally we call it Bodhisattva, Buddha to be, right? Buddha to be. He normally practice mindfulness of breathing meditation. While I generally dwell in this dwelling, neither my body nor my eyes became fatigued, and my mind, by not clinging, was liberated from the things. So here, of course, he was just a bodhisattva, right? Not fully enlightened yet. So the moment he practiced breathing meditation, so his body, his eyes, not fatigued, not tiring. Normally, some meditation method, so you have to look at something, right? Some object, especially kasina meditation. Then when you look at an object, then your eye will be fatigued, right? Tired. And also your body will be tired. So when you practice breathing meditation, when you are doing well, then your body will not be, you don't have any tire. Your body will not become fatigued, right? Also the mind was liberated from taints. So we have three types of taints. Simply they are lobha, dosa, moha, lobha, dosa, moha. So the moment Bodhisattva practiced breathing meditation, his mind was liberated from lobha, dosa, moha, unwholesome in the state, right? So in what way? Here, by not clinging, by not craving, right? Normally, when we are sitting meditation, when we sit down meditation, we have a lot of thinking, right? A lot of thinking about sensual pleasures. And our mind cling to those memory, right? Those sensual pleasures. But when you can do breathing meditation quite well, so the mind was liberated. The mind is not thinking about sensual pleasure, anything. The mind will be just focus on your breathing. In that way, in that particular moment, your mind is not clinging to anything. Your mind was liberated from taints, negative mental state. So that is a before enlightenment, right? In Anapanasati Sanyutta, the Buddha said that bhikkhus, if wanderers or other sect as you, in what dwelling, friends, did the Blessed One generally dwell during the rain residence, rain retreat, 3 months of rain retreat. Normally in July, August, September, 3 months. Being as thus, you should answer those wanderers thus. During the rain's residence, friends, the Blessed One generally dwell in the concentration by mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati, samadhi. If anyone bhikkhus speaking rightly could say anything, it is a noble dwelling, Ariya Vihara, a divine dwelling, the Tathagata's dwelling. So So I highlighted here that the Tathagatas dwelling. It is all concentration by mindfulness of breathing that one could rightly say this. So here, mindfulness of breathing is important. Even the Buddha, before his enlightenment, he generally practiced breathing meditation, right? Breathing meditation. And also he became the Buddha by practicing breathing meditation. After practicing breathing meditation, he attained the four jhana. And he emerged from four jhana. Because of that concentration, he can see his previous life and also the life of other beings. In that way, he understood cause and effect. Because of that happened. Because of that, he understands Four Noble Truths. These are suffering he and other sentient beings are encountering. There is the cause, craving, right? We can end that suffering by practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. In other words, Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Then in that way, one can attain Nibbana, right? Cessation of suffering. So here, even after he became the Buddha, he also practicing breathing meditation, right? Even he became the Buddha. After he became the Buddha, meditation. So here's a question. Here's another one question. Why the Buddha and Arahant, they practice breathing meditation? They practice breathing meditation. Actually here, Anapana, breathing meditation is samatha, right? Samatha. Serenity or tranquility of the mind, right? Sometimes, actually for normal people, tranquility means to tranquilize your defilements, negative mental state. The moment you practice samatha meditation, you don't have defilements in your mind at that particular moment. But Arahant and the Buddha, they don't need, right? They no longer have any defilement in their mind, any negative mental state in their mind. Why they are doing that? Number one, to tranquilize their mind. Sometimes they need, Sometimes they need. So they tranquilize their mind. Then secondly, when they need to perform supernatural power. So they need to enter, they need to attain, samatha. That's the reason why, right? That's the reason why. Okay, so I want to highlight the importance of breathing meditation. So here is a small picture. I like this one. Normally we always say that we are very busy, no time meditate, no time to meditate. Ajahn Chah, you know Ajahn Chah, right? One of the, actually, I think the most famous meditation masters in Theravada Buddhism. He couldn't speak English, He speak in Thai. He has a lot of followers, especially Western monks. So they translated his teaching into English. And he write, if you have a time to breathe, you have time to meditate. Okay, so any question? I will send my note. Okay.
Evening, Bante. Earlier you mentioned about by not clinging in one of your slides.
Sorry, not clinging.
In one of your slides,
Okay.
you said something about by not clinging, right? So, well, during meditation, I suppose many of us would then go in or practice with the intention of clinging. So how do we actually go about doing by not clinging?
The moment you are practicing breathing meditation, the moment your mind fully focus on your in-breath and out-breath, your mind is not clinging to anything. Your mind is liberated from lobha, dosa, moha. You don't have any craving at the time. You don't have any hatred at the time. You don't have any delusion at the time. So the moment you can focus on your in-breath and out-breath, fully focus, 100% focus. Then your mindfulness, clear comprehension. You know in-breath and out-breath very clearly, clear comprehension. So when you can stay at the present moment in-breath and out-breath, so your mind is not clinging to anything, not craving to anything. Even you don't crave for your in-breath and out-breath. Just mindfulness, clear comprehension. Right? The moment you think about something, right? You are sitting meditation, you are doing meditation. By that time, the mind will go out, right? The mind will think some other thing. Suppose you are holiday trip memory. Then your mind normally cling to those memory, right? So your mind is not, not free. Your mind is, the moment you think about sensual pleasures, your mind is not free. Together with the clinging or craving. You may have a lobha or dosa, right? The moment you can focus on your breathing at the present moment, your mind is free from any type of lobha, dosa, moha, and your mind is not clinging to anything, right?
Bhante, I think that's the dilemma here. When we don't want to cling, but then instead direct our attention to noting the breath, that in and of itself sounds like clinging.
You mean clinging to the breath?
Or wanting to focus single-mindedly onto the breath. That sounds like clinging, a form of clinging.
No. Actually, I think you are thinking based on English usage. Sometimes English usage lead to misunderstanding. Here, clinging in Pali, upadana, holding tightly, right? Holding tightly. Suppose the moment you think about your holiday trip, your mind is holding those memories, In English, we call it clinging, right? Clinging. So the moment you pay attention to in-breath and out-breath, your mind is not, grasping, in-breath and out-breath. Oh, actually, in this case, we have to use the bare awareness or non-judgmental awareness, right? Just bare awareness of in-breath and out-breath. In that way, the mind is not clinging to anything. Even your breath, your mind is not clinging. Just knowing, bare. Actually, next week I will talk about that. I will focus that. Bare knowledge. Bare knowledge. Just knowing in-breath as the in-breath, out-breath as the out-breath. Not controlling, not controlling. Okay, any question? One question if you want. Here.
Hi, Bante. You have explained about the importance of breathing meditation. So my question here is that there are 40 subjects of meditation. So is breathing Anasanapati, is this the most important meditation method that the Buddha and the Arahant use?
I would say so, yeah. The most important. Because uh, the breath is always available in our life, right? We are always breathing. So it is always available. You cannot create purposely, right? On the train, it's available. At home, or in the monastery, or on the plane, right? So therefore, the Buddha used an object which is available free, free, and always available. Because of that, it doesn't create any negative mind, like Lobarasa Moha, right? So therefore, breathing meditation is the most important, I would say, the most important.
And shall we say that it's also the most commonly used
You're right.
samadhi?
You're right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's call it a deal. Yo vata tam bhavaro manu jesu sakyamuni bhagavakata kecho paragato bala viriya samangi dan sukatan saranatamu bemi raga viraga maninja masokan Dhamma sangatama patikulan madurami mambagunan suwipatan Dhamma mimamsaranatamu bemi Yata charina mahapalamahu Chatusu sisu purisayugesu Attacha Pogala Dhammada Sati Sangami Mansara Natamu Pemi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone.